as we know, and there's a war, and there's and with this video, you know, we only gave some keywords here and there what the title actually means to us, you know, and then we wanted to give the video director his own sort of interpretation of it, and I think he did really well. It's a very powerful video, a lot of emotion running through it, and especially with what's going on in the world right now, and it's definitely one of the best videos we've ever put out there. You know, it's really powerful, beautiful footage, and it really fits with the song and the emotion running through it. Yeah. So and in the end as well, I mean, having this break now for the first time, you know, in pretty much 20 years, it's like the latest years, you know, it hasn't been always easy to be in this band, to be on tour. There's many times where I feel that I need to quit, you know, and but there's always something in the last second pulling me in, and every time you're ready to quit, you feel like, can I abandon this? Like I can't because there's it means too much, you know. It's
there you go. That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's it's an interesting relationship, you know. And but it keeps on giving, you know. It's a very special band, and it's there's no other way still to no better way to express your feelings than you know, through creating music and you know, being in this band. It's special.
Oh, dude, that was fucking awesome. So can you introduce the title track for us, and we'll come back and talk some more?
Absolutely. So here's the title track of the album. This is Övergivenheten. Hey everyone, this is Björn, Strid from Soilwork, and you're listening to a Soilwork special on Heavy Magazine.
David's lyrics, he's been around for 10 years, or a little bit more, and I honestly thought that you wrote most of the lyrics, mate. And
I used to.
Yeah, so now you're having somebody else, so you're translating somebody else's words and projecting them forward. How do you, I couldn't imagine somebody else writing what I want to project. How does that dichotomy work? Does he write it and then you work together on his final outcome? Like, what's the process there?
Well, I mean, to begin with, we know each other very well. I mean, we almost have sort of like, you know, sometimes I feel like David is my big brother and I'm his little brother. You know, he feels sort of the same way, and we know each other very well, but we're at the same time, we're very different as people, very different. And at this point, we're in very different sort of stages in our lives. He's in a quite dark place and has been for quite some time. And whereas I've come out like some years ago, I come out of a pretty dark place and some pretty rough years, very intense in many ways. Long story, but. I'm in a very good place now. I'm in a very stable place, and I've been so for you know, latest 4 or 5 years, you know, and whereas David is in a very turbulent time of his life, and so that has been very like it's been very tough for me to watch that, you know, being so close to him, and sometimes where he's, you know, been entering total darkness and sort of shut the door and threw the key away. I managed to find that key and open that door so many times, you know, and so there's a beautiful exchange there, and sometimes it's very hard. We don't always see eye to eye, but there's also something happening there, you know, and he knows me very well. So there's been times when he knows how I'm feeling. He can see, you know, how I'm doing. So he's been writing lyrics about where I am in my life and how I'm feeling, or that has at least inspired him, you know. So it's been quite a journey, you know, these 10 years that he's been you know, permanent member of the band. So it's we've written a lot of good stuff together, and I trust him 100%. You know, in him writing lyrics for songs that I've composed. And I think that's also something that happened when I actually started to pick up the guitar again and actually write songs and not just do melodies for vocals and write lyrics. Something happened there, you know, and that was starting with The Living Infinite. That's when I started to pick up the guitar again and write songs.
Yeah. And
he really inspired me to do that in many ways, you know, and somehow I felt that's like, oh, I'm starting to feel like I express my emotions better through melodies than through lyrics. I feel like I hit a wall with lyrics, you know, and that's where he came in, and I started focusing more on the melodies. But I still wrote some lyrics, and I still have done that on the new album as well. But there's a I don't know, it's a sort of good exchange going on there, even though we're on different planets, you know. We're sort of, you know, meeting in the middle somewhere, you know, and where he's trying to escape reality, I'm more like I want to be in reality because I actually enjoy it, you know.
Can you please, okay, having said that, can you please pick a track from the new album that fully sums up that collaborative affinity that you have with David from the new album, please?
Let's do Dreams of Nowhere.
Okay.